Livingston,
Yes.
Horatio,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Kennedy, Manning, Jackson, Myers, Newton,
Yes.
passes.
That brings us to item 6, case number 20-009 MA.
Mr. Chair, point of order, we did not do 5 while Miss.
We didn't do 5.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Malinowski. Case number 20-008 MA.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I had a conversation with yes, thank you for recognizing me. I had a conversation with Councilman Jackson about the 3 items on his agenda, and he has asked that we entertain a motion to defer item 5 and the public hearing. And so I moved to defer.
Okay, let me just read out for the record, and then I'll take the motion for the deferral just quickly.
Thank you.
20-008 MA, Michael Winkler, RUNC, 11045 29th Road, tax map number R29100-05-04. I entertain a motion. Well, first of all, was it someone submitted anything regarding the public hearing for that one?
Or is she deferring the public hearing as well?
Yes, I just want to make sure
that
that person will get a chance to speak the next time, since we're deferring the public hearing too. Just want to make a note of that.
Yes, sir. We had comments from the applicant, and also we had 1 letter of support.
Okay, so we're not opening and closing that public hearing. That public hearing, we're deferring the public hearing too. So those like for the
Mr. Chair, I'll second the motion for deferral.
motion is second for deferral. Thank you. Ms. Robinson, call the roll for deferral for the motion.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Horatio,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Kennedy, Manning, Jackson, Myers, Newton,
Yes.
it passes.
Next is case number 20-009 MA, Bill Dixon, PDD to PDD, Green Hill Parish Parkway, tax map number R25800-03-44. Let me recognize Ms. Newton.
Madam Chair, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I would move to defer this item and the public hearing. The person has not
Second.
contacted me.
Second.
Well, I think Ms. Newton was in contact with Mr. Jackson. That's why I asked her. Is that correct?
This is my district, District 3.
No, this is not.
No, I'm sorry. It's this. It said District 9. I apologize, Ms.
We're on
Okay,
item
so
number.
which one?
You're correct.
We're on 6.
We're on
I
item
thought
number
we were
6.
doing- Oh, I thought Ms. Newton did 6
We had
and
Bill
7
Dixon.
together. Okay,
We're on 6.
No, correct. The motion for deferral was only for item 5.
Okay. Number 6, Ms. Newton, in your conversation with Mr. Jackson, did he ask?
Yes, for items number 6 and item number 7, Mr. Jackson asked for us to entertain a motion for approval.
Okay, so item 6 before, I entertain a motion for item 6.
Move to approve?
Motion for
Second.
approval. It's been properly moved to second. Any further discussion on item 6? If not, I ask for.
Mr. Chair?
Mr. Chair, do we
Mr.
had a
Chair?
public hearing on this item?
Well, thank you, Ms. Dickerson. Staff, was there someone signed to speak to this item? The public hearing is now open.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, the applicant, Bill Dixon.
Okay. And the motion was for approval.
Yes, sir.
So now the public hearing is closed. Now let me make sure I got the motion now from Ms. Newton. And then who seconded that motion?
Walker.
For the record. Okay, so moving
Walker.
second by Mr. Walker. So Ms. Roberts, can you now call the roll?
Malinowski,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Horatio,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Kennedy, Manning, Jackson, Myers, Newton.
Yes.
It passes.
Thank you. That brings us to item 7, case number 20-010 MA, Young Mahan Kukung, RU to GC, 10804 Two Knots Road, tax map number R25915-02-05. I'm opening that public hearing. Did anyone submit anything for this public hearing?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, the applicant in support.
The applicant in support.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Newton, I'm gonna recognize you.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve.
Motion for approval,
Second.
properly second. Any discussion? There being none, I'll ask Ms. Roberts to call the roll.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Horatio,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Kennedy, Manning, Jackson, Myers, Newton.
Yes.
It passes.
Thank you. That brings us to item 8, case number 20-012 MA, Anna Foncia. That's from GC to M1 to RM to HD, Fontaine Center Drive, tax map number R14201-05-02, portion of 0-7 and 0-8. Plan Commission and
Mr. Chair,
Ms.
I move to defer this
Let me
item.
open the
and
public hearing.
Mr. Chair, I move to defer the item and the public hearing.
The
I'll
motion
second it.
is, that public hearing is not open since we're deferring it. The motion is to defer that item and the public hearing. I heard a proper second, I thought.
Walker, second.
Walking second, so Ms. Roberts can call the roll.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Horatio,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Kennedy, Manning, Jackson, Myers, Newton. It passes.
Thank you. Brings item 9, case number 20-014 A, Alex Sirk, from GC to HI, 10501 Farrell Road, tax map number R17500-02-07 and 15. That public hearing is now open. Did anyone submitted anything reference to public hearing?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Sirks, the applicant, submitted a statement for his
Mr.
portion
Chair?
of the.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve this item.
Mr. Chair, I'll second it, but I'd also like to ask that when this gets to council, that the recommendation for the planning commission and the vote is there. It is not on my agenda.
That would be fine. I saw that, Mr. Malinowski, so the planning commission is in approval, so that's why I'm approving this item.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's moving properly second.
And I'm telling the applicant that since I'm gonna approve it, we can defer not having the public hearing unless he just really want to speak.
Thank you. Ms. Roberts, can you call the roll?
Malinowski,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Horatio,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Kennedy, Manning, Jackson, Myers, Newton.
Yes.
It passes.
That brings
Mr.
the
Chair,
item.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, you recognize.
excuse me, before we move on to the next item, I just want to double check. Was my vote recorded for item 8? I voted yes.
Ms. Roberts, can you check that?
Or as long as my vote is recorded, I'm fine.
Okay, thank you.
It wasn't, but I have it now.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, just for the record, under item 9, which was case 20-014 MA, the Planning Commission's recommendation was for approval, as
That's what
was the
it's-
Planning Development Services Division Department also.
Okay, thank
That's
you.
what I said.
Thank you very much. That brings to item 10, case number 20-015 MA, Brenda Miller, RU to RSMD, 8104 Brookmount Lane, tax map number R1441-02-04. The recommendation for approval of both the Planning Commission and the staff. Chair, entertain a motion for item 10.
Move to defer until Ms. Kennedy's present.
I second it.
Second.
It's moving properly second.
That's also a public.
That is the public hearing
Mr.
too.
Walker?
That's correct. Public hearing.
Thank you. The
Yeah,
public
public
hearing
hearing.
and all. Thank you.
Yeah.
I second it.
All right, thank you. It's moving properly second. Ms. Roberts, call roll.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Manning, Jackson, Myers, Newton.
Yes.
It passes.
Thank you. That brings item 11, case number 20-016 MA, John Etten, from RU to RS-LD, 2403, 2312, and 2314 Johnson Marina Road, tax map number R01315-01-17, R01315-01-114, and R01311-02-20. A public hearing is now open. Staff, do you have anyone submit anything regarding the public hearing for item 11?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Having a little bit of difficulty opening up the email that was sent, but we're working on getting that. But it was, I believe, from the applicant.
You said it was only from the applicant?
I believe so. Mr. Price, are you having any luck opening up that the email comment for 16?
I'm looking at that now.
Mr. Chair, the reason I'm not making a motion right now is because Mr. Price told me in the past week that he did receive an email wanting to speak against it as well as the applicant in favor. So I'd like to hear that.
All right, we'll wait, see if they get there. Thank you.
Yes, sir. We have comments here from a Mike Sloan.
Well, that public hearing is open. Go ahead and quickly share that then.
Okay, it says, good afternoon. This email is in contention with the changing of the property off Johnson Marina Road from rural to RSLD. When looking at the map, all properties on RSLD is on the other side of the road. The property the owner is wanting to change runs out onto a peninsula. The properties that are adjacent to the properties are all zone rural. This not only keeps in character with the existing properties, but allows a reduction in runoff into Lake Murray. Shoreline property needs to remain rural in order to protect the water quality of the lake. To allow a rezone will open up the area to a higher, more intense zoning. That would do harm to the water quality of the existing area. Mike Sloan, resident Richland County.
Anyone else?
No, sir.
That public hearing is now closed. The chair entertains the motion for item 11.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Based on the recommendations and hearing Mr. Sloan's comment, I have spoken with the applicant, Mr. Hickson, this morning, and I'm going to give it first reading approval, and we've agreed we're going to meet to discuss this further prior to second reading. So I'll move to approve, but I myself will vote no to keep it off consent. Thank you.
The motion is for first reading approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Ms. Robinson, call roll for item 11.
I think Miss Yvonne had a question.
I'm sorry.
No, I was just seconding it.
Oh, okay.
That's what I thought. All right, Ms. Robinson, call the roll.
Malinowski,
No.
Dickerson,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Kennedy, Jackson, Myers, Newton,
Yes.
to pass.
Thank you. That brings item 12. Case number 20-017 MA, Robert F. Fuller, RU to GC, 3691 Kennelly Road, tax map number R01700-06-05. The public hearing is now open. Did anyone say anything in reference to this public hearing?
Mr. Chair, for this particular case, we have 3 in favor of the request and we have 34 against the request. So we'll read those in favor of the request first, and then we will read those against second.
Go ahead.
All right, Mr. Chairman, and then we've got Robert Fuller, the applicant, has signed up first, and it says, "Dear County Council members,
Well, for 1
having been
minute,
associ-
hold for a minute. Make sure none of them are longer than 2 minutes. If you get to 2 minutes, time them and stop at 2 minutes. Since
Yes, sir. I'm running the timer along with the comments, sir.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Having been associated with rezoning of properties in Richland County for 50-plus years, I've observed the fact that a significant neighboring residents in opposition to a proposed project show up eagerly to voice their opposition. Neighboring residents who weigh out the prospects and conclude that new project will be good for their community are far less likely to voice their favorable opinions in a public forum. When the supporters do act on their views and speak up, it is a real positive reinforcement for their communities. It is genuine support and is, for the most part, unsolicited. Many residents of the Chapin community are enthusiastically supporting Crossroads Convenience because they have seen and experienced firsthand the quality of the owner's high-end service, products, and community involvement already in operation at another location near Chapin. Crossroads wants to become and to be an even larger part of the community to make it better for everyone. The site is bounded on 3 sides by highway road frontages. It is not suitable for residential development. It is made to order for a quality line neighborhood convenience store. That is precisely what Crossroad Convenience will provide. It is unfortunate that the Planning Commission did not have access to all the community support information at the time of its recommendation. You now have at your disposal a fair balance of expression from the neighbors in Chapin who were not heard by the commissioners. Also, subsequent to the Planning Commission date, many additional community supporters for this project have presented their comments and views specifically for Council's consideration. Please listen to these supporters and value their opinions. Their motivation is similar to Crossroads' own reasons for expanding into Chapin, to make a business home and create a stronger community for the long haul. When changes made any locality for the right reasons, it's like the tide that raises all the boats to a higher level. Crossroads Convenience has a proven track record of performing to the highest of industry standards for the community in which it does business. That is the company's pledge for the new location in Chapin. We earnestly solicit your support for this application. It'll be a positive step for the whole community. Thank you for your support, Robert Fuller. And then, if you want to restart the timer, we have another comment from Melissa Disk. And I apologize if I butcher any names. Please allow me to introduce myself. Currently, I'm the Food Services and Branding Manager for Anderson Oil. Prior to taking this position and leaving education, I was a science teacher at Chapin Middle School for 6 years. I am also a parent that has 2 children that go to Chapin Middle and Spring Hill High School. I am for the commercial rezoning, and these are my reasons why a convenience store would add value. First, the store would be aesthetically pleasing. The layout is very similar to Palmetto Roads in Chapin, and it is beautiful. There will also be a full kitchen with catering and healthy food options. Please see the pictures below of Palmetto Roads. Sorry, reading verbatim. Second, it would add a tremendous amount of convenience for parents, students, and teachers. Parents that have to drop students off at multiple schools will not have to travel out of their way to get fuel or feel as rushed in the morning or afternoon. There are also many students that travel to the center and have to drive out of their way for necessities. I know when my son attended Spring Hill High School, he would have to rush to make it a practice for baseball at Dutch Fork. And as a growing, always hungry teenage boy, he would drive out of his way to get something to eat prior to the practice or fuel. I would have worried less for him to have an option closer to the school. I know many teachers that want a nice convenience store next to the school. I would be more than happy to provide signatures if we had time. Lastly, Anderson Oil is not an average convenience store operator. We take a lot of pride in partnering with the local community. Please see our Facebook page. We just recently gave $2,500 to local schools for the math and science programs. We have 2 spirit pumps. One spirit pump gives 1 cent per gallon to support arts in Barnwell. The other spirit pump gives 2 cents per gallon to support sports in the Hampton High School. We also annually support Estill and Hampton Police Department. We value education and being a partner in the community. Thank you for your consideration in zoning this plot commercial. I know the Chapin community not understand the reservation, but the benefits would add incredible value. And then the next comment that we have is from Terrell Tootin. As the owner of Anderson Oil, I would like to make you aware of my intentions. The sole interest in this property is to build a beautiful convenience store that will provide a service to the local community. The layout will be similar to Palmetto Roads in Chapin. It will be welcoming and have a friendly atmosphere. It will be well illuminated and have over 30 cameras for customers to always feel safe. We are a good neighbor and will support local schools and welcome community feedback. I feel that there may have been some miscommunications in my intentions when this property was purchased. I want to be very clear that my only goal is to build a second-to-none convenience store. I have absolutely no interest in building apartments, condominiums, or other types of housing. The additional land that was purchased is strictly to restrict competition. Chapin is a proud community with high expectations. I plan to meet or exceed their expectations and provide a needed convenience. Thank you for your consideration. And that is all for the 4 category, Mr. Chairman.
Those are all 4. Let me
Yes, sir. And then we also
let me recognize Mr. Malinowski, since this is district. Mr. Malinowski, I don't know what your motion is going to be or whatever, but do you think we should hear the 33 consensus yours based on what motion you're going to make?
There were 34 of them, is what Mr. Price said. Mr. Price,
34, yeah.
they all state about the same thing.
Yes, sir. Staff reviewed the comments and they're all similar as to their desires for this request not to be rezoned.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Price. Mr. Chair, I understand the in support individuals in wanting a convenience store. However, we are not rezoning property. I want everyone to understand we are not rezoning property for a specific use. We are rezoning property for any use that is allowable under that particular zoning. And I am sure Mr. Tootin won't be alive forever, just like none of us will. Businesses fail. Businesses decide that nobody wants to take them over and become something else. And as I explained to some individuals, that anything allowable in that general commercial zoning, which would include bars, sexually oriented businesses, and 4 to 6 story apartment buildings, could actually go there. Based on the fact that the Planning Commission and the staff have recommended disapproval because it is not in accordance with our comprehensive plan, I would also go along with those two and recommend disapproval.
And if you're okay with those folks, I'll close that public hearing and accept a motion.
I'm fine with that.
So is there a motion?
Yeah, my motion is to recommend disapproval based on both recommendations in front of us and the fact that it is not compatible with our comprehensive plan.
Thank you. Is there a second? Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
I'll second it.
Let's move in properly second. If there's no further discussion, I'll ask Ms. Roberts to call the roll.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Abstain.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Kennedy, Manning, Jackson, Myers, Newton.
Yes.
It passes.
Thank you. Is there any other business?
I move for
No,
adjournment.
no, sir, there's nothing else on the agenda.
I move for adjournment, Mr. Chair.
And before I accept the motion for adjournment, let me just ask Ms. Roberts a quick question. Ms. Roberts, we'll need to go out and log back in for the special call meeting.
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Just want to make that very clear before we adjourn the meeting. Now, Ms. Dickerson, you recognize for your motion.
I made a motion to adjourn.
I
Motion
second.
for adjourn is properly second. Ms. Roberts, call the motion for adjournment.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Kennedy, Manning, Jackson, Myers, Newton.
Yes.
It passes.
Meeting's adjourned and we'll log back into the special call meeting.